Welcome back, guys. Game 2 is now loading. Antigua Shipyard is going to be the map. MKP versus DRG. DRG crushing MKP in that last map.
Yeah, that game number 1 was explosive. DRG took complete advantage of exactly what MKP was doing, and that's something that DRG is always going to be good at. So down here in the lower right-hand corner of the screen, playing as the Red Terran, we've got MarineKing Prime. And up in the upper left-hand corner, representing MVP, he just tied up the series. This is Dongregu.
All right, so now I want to know what tricks DRG has in store for us. I mean, he hid the entire build, basically, from MKP in that last match. And in this battle of acronyms, so to speak, is MarineKing Prime going up against DRG, aka Dongregu. He just dominated the last game. I mean, it didn't even look like MarineKing was playing against someone there almost. Like, he just crushed him, and he had nothing to really respond with.
Yeah, MKP took a little bit of a risk getting out there with that third base. He also had, I mean, he had Hellions. I don't know if he clearly didn't have the information knowing that all of the roaches were going to be out there, else he could have prepared at least a little bit differently.
Right.
And he could have held. I guess that second tank also wasn't sieged when it came up there, and that was unfortunate. I don't think that he was targeting the banelings as they came up the ramp, but really there were just so many units.
Yeah, I mean, the fact that most Zerg players will wall off with the Roach Warren in an Evo chamber instead of 3 queens. It was backed up a little bit into the natural, so MarineKing had no idea that, I mean, he had some inclination, but you don't ever really make that many roaches unless you're going to commit to a huge, huge attack. So he just caught MarineKing basically with his pants down, and he had enough gas. Like you had mentioned, you know how he was stocking up so much gas there with those 3 extractors? Yeah. He morphed in so many different baneling groups. Like, I think 3 in total in that final push there, with the first onslaught going straight through the bunker, the second one to break into the main, and the third to finally kill all the remaining SCVs.
Yeah, and those banelings like just demol, right? They were the end of it, essentially. Yeah. So DRG's gotten out here. He has expanded. That was a hatch first, putting down his spawning pool shortly thereafter. And MKP also going for a fast expand of his own.
So we're going to see, of course, the fact that there will be some Hellions coming out. We already see the racks getting in position to drop down that reactor, and the factory to be dropped down as well.
And he's also got double refinery already started.
Yeah.
So there might be a slight variation, although when you go CC this quickly and you don't get your refineries first, that means that you need to basically do double time on getting that gas so you can get up to your further tech, the factory, much faster.
Now, the thing that's kind of on my mind is, when will MKP start the 2 racks? Because everyone knows that his 2 racks is just very, very good. It's not a MMA 2 racks or anything like that where it's basically the best in the world, but he can control so well, and it's just such a strong opening. It's so hard to deal with. If the bunker gets down, you lose. If the bunker doesn't get down, well, it's very hard to really come back from that, but it has been done before.
And up here, over that would be a difficult situation. I think that, though, MKP hasn't. I'm actually not sure why he's doing that. Yes, and we see 4 queens now coming out. So really, DRG is going to be prepared for just about anything. He's got about a 10 supply lead right now, relatively common for this point in the game in a
Hellions will soon be out here, as of course the reactor is going to be finished, and he's still on that 2 gas. So there's a starport. Will he be making a tech lab? Yes, indeed. So most likely going to be following up with some Banshees. So really harassment gas. Yeah. So that really harassment focused in this match.
Yeah, which is going to be good. That's what MKP needs to do, right? He tried doing that with the Hellions last game, but that's just too easy to stop. The Banshee, on the other hand, once he gets that out, is partially unpreventable harass. Like, there's more options. It's not like you block one place and it's totally done. So it'll be good. And then back to the whole 2 racks thing. MKP really needs to push his strengths a bit more right now, because that just hasn't been, or at least didn't happen in the previous game. We saw him pretty much the entire tournament long push all of that. We see Cloak and Banshee now started as well.
So this is pretty much as much harassment as you could open within this matchup. The Hellions already going across the map, 2 more to join up. He's once again using these 3 queens now at the ramp, the second from the natural, and the other 2, of course, just made straight from that 2 hatcheries. God, he has so many creep tumors here at the start. Eventually, he's going to move this spine crawler up actually right away, and he's going to put that on the low ground. This is very reminiscent of what we saw last game. Will he go in and dive past this? No, it looks like he just wants to chip away at this as a drone is getting set, and he wants to secure an early third here as he backs the Hellions away. Will he move in though? No, it looks like, oh, actually, here he goes.
Oh,
will the hatch get down? It does indeed.
He smelled the drone head over in that direction. Oh, but the roaches are already out, able to start their defense. And now we have the first Banshee moving across the center of the map. And there it is. Now DRG has excellent placement with his Overlord, so he is going to see this coming in. But he does not have a layer out quite yet. I don't think that he has an Evo chamber either, so maybe we won't even see any Spore Crawlers.
You know, this is not going to be good. He's gonna have free reign right now. The evolution chamber is just being started. This is not good. This kill count is gonna get incredibly high, and the second Banshee is just popping out here. The thing that DRG can do here is just continue to make drones. He's going to be on 3 hatch pretty soon. That Banshee still has 25 seconds before it will be taken out or even take damage. So
I'm really surprised by MKP's decision to attack the queens. He needs to just kill drones.
He needs to focus on the drones there, as now the Spore Crawler is going down. He could have at least killed 3, possibly 4 more drones. I'm not sure why he's focusing down these queens.
I think it was just a severe amount of miscontrol. Now DRG has his 3rd hatchery up. He also has a few roaches out on the center of his base, so he's going to be able to hold on for at least a little while and continue producing just as planned anyway. Oh, surprising decision by DRG, moving out with a lot of roaches, and now we have these Hellions. And the Marauder just pushing them back. Oh, man, but the Banshee gets over there. Oh, kills the drone that was planning on landing a Spore Crawler, and the assault continues.
Now a 3rd Banshee is out as these roaches are just getting destroyed here. That is not good, as he's got 5 more coming. But this attack is going to be very strong here. Did that other Banshee? Yes, I think it actually just got killed there in the main. But regardless, he's popping in here, killing so much of this creep. But he's gonna have to pull away for just a little, just a little bit. Man, that MarineKing, that Mortal Kombat MK9 crowd is very loud. Yeah.
So this is a sizable Hellion count. I'm surprised he didn't keep pushing that, because he's got enough Hellions that really he can just damage several of them at once. Although knowing that the queens were at least a little bit out of position, he moves to the back of the base. He does not want to fight an evolution chamber. Now the left side is practically naked. He could hug the top of the map and move over there. He could go practically through the center of the base as well, but he's opting to do that just yet. The Hellions and the Marauders doing a bit of a push into the front of that creep spread. So MKP's established 3rd now. He's keeping, saturating it, and adding on a few barracks. 2 is almost a few.
Yeah, and you can actually see he's getting very quick double upgrades here while he's trying to keep map control, but at the moment he will lose the center of the map because of these roaches. Take out that Hellion very easily. Spire started over there for DRG. This is a lot of roaches. These Banshees are going to have their work cut out for them if they expect to take all of them out.
Yeah, but this is the strength of those Banshees. Like, once you get Banshees on the map, the roaches really shouldn't be leaving their base, and if they are leaving their base, you shouldn't make it easy for them to kill any of your units. Because if the Banshees just had slightly better positioning, there would have already been so many less roaches by the time they got up there. Now we got a bunch of Lings starting to run up to the 3rd, but oh, they are turning around because they see all the forces. Then the Lings are moving up into the 3rd. How many SCVs are they going to be able to kill? We have the Banshees around the backside stopping that. Oh man, just not able to kill as many SCVs as I'm sure he would have loved to. And all of that attack has been just about in vain, and MKP takes a serious supply lead for the first time.
Got a ton of Lings popping out here for DRG, and a whole lot of Banelings being morphed on the ramp, but can MKP get over there in time. He does have the siege tank as well as siege mode, but only has one currently in the middle of the map, as the other one is still only back at base. But here we go, as he is on creep. This is going to be very, very advantageous for DRG to engage, but he's doing his best job of cleaning this up. A huge scan goes down. Here come the Banelings, Rob, and he is very, very slow to react, but there he goes, actually doing so well. There comes the second set, though.
There are just so many Marauders there that were able to absorb that attack, and now all of the Banelings have evaporated as the Marines and the Marauders now continue to push up into the third. It's been a great play from MKP, and now he's pushing up into the natural at the same time.
And he's actually not reinforcing this from across the map. So here goes the third hatchery falling. Yep. There is another hatch right there that he can mine from. He is still not moving out with these Banelings just yet, though, and looks like MarineKing is just going to fall back. The smart plan there, force your opponent to get another hatch to make sure that he's effectively mining here, because he did notice the fact that he has such a small force. Yeah,
that's so. Even though so he gets in there, he kills the third. He does a great job also continuing his macro back home. But he only has half of his force up in DRG's base. Even though the DRG was trailing by a significant amount on the supply count, he just doesn't have enough to continue living through this. Now, we see DRG has moved into massive Mutalisk production. His +1 is almost finished, and he's making a round of 13 Mutalisks.
And he is going for a small Ling run by here. But it looks like the forces of MarineKing Prime are going to be able to cut those Lings off and stop any of those shenanigans from happening. Those mutas just actually popped here, as we'll keep an eye out for them. Oh, actually, here they go, swooping into the main. At the same time, the Lings will encounter this main force of MarineKing Prime here in the center.
Well, the Lings really just want to get in there and distract all the Marines. They want to make sure that the Marines are not in the main, so that this is exactly what DRG wanted. Now he is wreaking havoc on MKP's main, just killing SCVs left and right, and there just are not enough units there. It's looking like MKP may be going for an entire just base trade scenario.
Yeah, he forgot the fact that he needs missile turrets. There's really not all that, well, now that I click on it, there are a lot of Banelings and more being morphed here. Only a total of 3 tanks here, and he's stuck
needs to spread out.
Oh, the Marauders are actually doing so much damage, but the Banelings continue to roll. A great split, but all of the infantry have been mostly taken out. The Marauders still remain, though. The tanks being taken out, and the mutas are still sitting on top of all these tracks, but they're dwindling in numbers very quickly.
Yes, so back down in the main, MKP really stayed on top of that Marine production. We can see that he's able to make 10 Marines at a time. He's also already has his 2-2 for his Marines and his Marauders, so they are just dealing massive damage and not taking very big hits from those Mutalisks, so chasing those off, doing a great job. Also re-killing DRG's third. This is probably the end of the game for DRG.
Yeah, 144 supply right now for MKP, 92. Here come the mutas as they're trying to clean up this medevacs, and there really are not that many Marines remaining, so they're still going to be able to deal some damage, but now there's just way too many of these medevacs to keep, well, no, they were all taken out, but the Marines are quickly coming across the map. All the drones have been pulled, and now he's going to fall back there. The third base completely taken out. MarineKing is in such a lead. Good game, and we go 3-2 with MarineKing taking the lead.
So a nice play from MarineKing. That was what he just needed to get to, a situation where he's able to use the units that he's good at using.
Right. Exactly.
I mean, that's pretty much it. He also went for something very harassment based. I think he had an even bigger window of opportunity to pull ahead sooner in that game with the cloak Banshee.
Right.
But he chose to attack the Queen, so that was a bit of a misplay by him. At least 4 or 5 more drones could have gone down there. But hey, he played well anyway.
Yeah.
And there's going to be some more games in this series.
Yeah, we're going to have a lot more games coming up here for the grand finals of the MLG Winter Championships. Do not go anywhere. I'm JP McDaniel.
And I'm Rob Simpson. Keep it locked for game number 6 between DRG and MarineKing Prime.